Welcome back to the channel, and for today's video we are going over the top stock picks for November 2023. Okay, I'm going to list out the top 3 stocks that I'm going to go over this video right now, and if you guys want to click off the video and you just wanted to see the ticker symbols, go right ahead. I'll leave it to you. But if you want to actually learn about the stocks, see what I'm looking at, see why it could be a good opportunity, stick along for the whole video. We're going to start off with our top pick here for the month of November, which is Disney, ticker symbol DIS. Disney's a special one because they just reported huge earnings and it was a big beat. And Disney fans, Disney Corporation, everyone around Disney loved it, and it was good for the stock and great for the company, okay? So let's look at the stock over the past year. The stock has been on a downtrend. We jumped up last February time frame, a couple earnings sessions ago, to $118 as the year's high, and have completely plummeted from there down to $78 as the low. But just yesterday, after hours, we reported earnings. 82 cents earnings per share with an estimate of 67 cents, beating the earnings per share estimate. And we reported an earnings of sales with 21.2 billion, which did miss the 21.3 billion. But to be completely honest, this is a very slight miss compared to what a lot of analysts were expecting. Even though the estimate was a little bit less, I'll give it to them. They did miss on the sales, but in the grand scheme of things, this was a lot closer than what most analysts were expecting to hit. So, good beat on earnings, slight miss on sales. We'll get over it. Stock, though, has been doing great off of it, up 6% of the day, now jumped to $91. We have not been able to break through this resistance area, which is another thing I want to talk to you guys about. Over the past, a couple weeks now, we've been, I can even pull it out even further. This resistance area at, $86 has been hit multiple times way back here, and then when we broke below it, we tried to break through once, we tried to break through twice, 3 times, and even a 4th time, but this 5th time was the big one where we finally got to break through resistance at $86 and break up to the upside. Now we're looking longer term for this stock where it has a lot more upside potential, heading back to the 90s. I think the next big resistance area is right here around $94, and if we could break above this red SMA line right here, it'll show the overall direction of the stock in an upward direction. And last time we saw that was back in early January, late February timeframe. So it's been a while since we've seen this upward direction with us actually trading over this red SMA line. We got rejected earlier. Let's see what can happen with it. Disney, though, is a big name stock that I want you guys to watch for, as well as Disney said that they added 7 million core subscribers in Q4 to their Disney Plus, which is phenomenal. Big numbers for them. That's what we needed to see from Disney. That's what they wanted. It was big subscriber numbers heading into this time of the year where the parks start to slow down. You can see the rest of the information on here, but I really won't dive too much into it. But it was an earnings per share beat. Sales was just a slight miss, but a good add with subscribers on Disney Plus. And moving forward here, let's check out some price target upgrades. And Disney price target is looking pretty good right now. TipRakes.com is providing us with these price target upgrades, and you can see a low price target of $71, an average price target of $105, and a high price target of $122. That's pretty accurate. Low price target of $71. I'd buy it. There is some downside for this stock. There is some analysts that are putting this stock at lower than what it is currently, but average $105 and a high end of $122 is very accurate. I think by end of year, I think we're back into the 90s, even close to maybe even this $100 area. And then I think that 2024 is a big year for Disney. I think it's a turnaround. I think that there's a lot going for it. And I think that this year was the downturn year that they needed for the upturn year, which is going to be following next year. So that's my breakdown on Disney. Let's jump on to the next one. Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN, is, Amazon. It's a beast. It's a solid stock, and actually has been performing very well this year. We were down around $80 during January timeframe and rallied from there all the way up to highs around August at $145. Huge increase throughout the year, and now we're testing those areas at $145. This is a big resistance area, and I'm going to pull the chart out to the past couple years to show you guys what I mean by this resistance, because as you can see here, we've been a little bit of a sideways rut from 2022 and through most of this year, where we've been increasing, but we're not where we were at many years ago back in 2021 at $180. The stock has taken a huge hit, obviously, and we were trading in this sideways channel a little bit, hitting this resistance area multiple times. So I think this is the big break that we're waiting for. I just did a video specifically talking about Disney and what I think with it, and I think that Disney has the room to run, but it has to break through that resistance area at $145, $146. If it doesn't, I think we fall back to the downside. We have been doing this stair-stepping pattern, increasing over the past week, basically. So I think that Amazon is a solid stock to get into now because of where it's trading, if it can break through resistance, but also they just hired 100,000 new employees for the holiday season. Obviously, Amazon holiday season is very, very strong. We can even take a look at last year as to how they performed during the holiday season. Stock fell heading into December, and boom, right before the holidays happened, towards the end of the holidays, the stock rallies, and boom, by end of January, early February, the stock hits highs right after earnings at around $113. Huge rally from the 80s all the way up to the triple digits. So obviously, it's not guaranteed to happen, but there's a strong possibility that the but the holiday season is going to be big for Amazon. Amazon has the potential to really make it big towards the end of this holiday season and really rally into the new year, which will give earnings something to look for. Heading back over to TipRanks, we can see here that Amazon stock price targets are actually very high. We can see the low price target is currently where we're at, around this $140, $145 area. Average price target of $176, and then we have a high price target of $230. So a lot of potential for the stock based on what analysts are expecting, and I think that Amazon has been in a rut for a while. Like I said, if we pull this chart back to the past couple years here, you can see that where we were obviously previously trading with Amazon up in this 180, 170 area for a while, we just haven't been there. Okay, we broke below this resistance point, which was support, and now it's resistance, and we haven't broken back above 145. And I really believe that with the strong earnings that we reported, with an actual earnings per share of 94 cents versus the estimate of 58 cents, the stock rallied off of that and has the potential to break through this 145 and continue to rally to 160, 170 during the holiday season and into the new year. This could be a $180 stock again if we get that momentum, which will carry us into the earnings in February 1st. So there's a lot of good things heading in the right direction for Amazon. We just have to have everything line up. So I definitely want you to keep watching this one. And lastly, my favorite stock and quite possibly one of the strongest performing stocks in 2023 was Nvidia. Nvidia, ticker symbol NVDA, is one of the strongest stocks we've had this year and one of the biggest potential stocks that we have going into 2024. This stock is insane, has strong price targets ahead of it, and I think that it's got more room to run, as crazy as it sounds. But let's break it down like we have the rest of them. Right now, we're actually trading much higher than we have been, which is a little concerning if you're trying to get into this thing in the short term. We've rallied from 390 to 480. Okay, so we're a lot higher on the stock. Now today we did dip a little bit down to 468, but we've been rallying. But on the flip side of that, we have earnings coming up on the 21st, the 21st of November. And the stock has been kind of trading in this sideways pattern. We did break through to 520 on last earnings, but I think that this stock has room to run to 550 and beyond if earnings are huge, which that's what they're expecting. Earnings are expected to be very, very strong. This will happen after hours, so that'll really impact the following day more. But based on how the earnings have been for the stock, every earnings has taken this thing higher for the most part, exponentially higher, and broke into new highs. So let's watch Nvidia for earnings coming up because it is hot right now. Let's see if it maybe pulls back a couple days before earnings and then surges off of earnings above 502, which would break the high, and then to 530, 540, 550 and beyond, heading towards 600. And the reason I'm putting those numbers out there, which are $80 to $100 more than what the stock is currently at right now, is, I mean, let's face it. Look at TipRanks. Right now, TipRanks is saying that a low estimate is $560 for the stock based on analysts. An average price is $645, and then the highest price targets are up over $1,000, $1,100 for the stock right now. And this is a stock that I see having a split sometime during 2024. just based on what the price could be potentially at. We're talking $800-900 by 2024 halfway through, and if we get the right earnings and they want to do a stock split, they definitely will. And with a price like where we're already at, we're getting close to that point where $600-700 stock for Nvidia, a stock split would be huge for the company and then the stock as a whole. So yeah, we can draw it out real quick. I mean, this 480 area is definitely resistance, and then we do have support down here at 400, so we have been technically trading. If you look at it over the past year, basically, we've been trading a little channel for the past several months, trying to break out of it, and we attempted to last earnings, but it pulled back down and kind of stayed between this channel sideways. So if we can break through again and stay above what would be 480 is our support area, which is right now resistance, but if we could break above, it'd be support, and we just got to stay above 480. But yeah, TipRanks is showing high price targets. Where the stock is currently at has the potential to really blow through this resistance area, especially with upcoming earnings. If the earnings are good, they'll push the stock right even higher to 550, 600. There's a lot going for this stock, so we have to see what happens, but this is definitely going to be a top watch for November. And lastly, here's a little bonus one for you guys. If you stuck around to the end of the video, I appreciate it. Why don't you drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you guys are new here. But Tesla, ticker symbol TSLA, currently down 5.5%, but I do see this being a hot one towards the end of this year. We're pulling back off of highs around $300 and back down around this 200 area, which it has been nice support. We've been bouncing off and trying to stay above that $200 area. There's a lot going for the stock long term, and it's going to be a big year in 2024 for the stock and for the company rather. So there's a lot of upside for this one, and I really like the odds that Tesla does make it back to the 260, 280 area towards the start of 2024. We could check out TipRanks real quick. And you can see it's basically what I was talking about. They do have a lower low end, which is down to $85, just because some people just still have just the lowest estimates. Analysts just really are bearish on Tesla because of that. But for the most part, the average is 250, which is, I think that 250, 260 area is a good average price for Tesla for a price target. High area may be a little extreme, but based on the past where we were at the end of 21 and into 22, this $400 area is another question. But 380 is definitely a high price target. I'm thinking start of the new year, we're back in that 260 to 280 area. Would be a good bet, but again, we'll have to see what happens with the stock. We got to hold above $200, and then we got to have a strong start to this year. But November's a good time, and December's a good time. A lot of stocks really rally during the holiday season, and Tesla could be one of them. Again, we already reported earnings. When was this reported? The end of October, I believe. So looking ahead, our next earnings wouldn't be until the end of January, early February timeframe. So we'll have to see what happens with Tesla. But guys, let me know in the comments what your favorite stock was, what you guys are going to be looking for in November for stocks picks, and also towards the start of the new year. If you guys want me to do another video similarly to this with December stock picks, let me know in the comments below. Drop a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, everybody.